I've talked about them so much. I've even had some people say, oh my God, all you do is talk about Navy Federal. Yeah, they're the #1 credit union, not because what I think, because they actually are based on assets. So yes, they're going to get talked about a lot, but hey, Navy Federal is great. Here's some social proof, $30,000 credit card. This just helps raise the bar. It helps give you comparable credit. So when you go and apply for your next credit card, the bank is going to feel more comfortable giving you a higher amount because you've already shown that, hey, this bank will give me 30K. What will you do for me, right? So it just helps raise the bar for everyone else and open up more doors and opportunities for higher credit limits. Navy Federal is going to be pulling from TransUnion. Funny enough, they used to be an Equifax bank many, many moons ago, and oftentimes they will still use Equifax on certain things. So sometimes you'll see 2 hard pulls from Navy Federal, one on TransUnion and one on Equifax. So sometimes they can pull from both, but the majority of the time they are just going to be using TransUnion. I have seen them pull Equifax and TransUnion for auto loans. So just beware, they will need to look at both. If for some reason you have a really great TransUnion but not so great Equifax, make sure that you just lock your Equifax, forcing them to use the data that's on the TransUnion report. Union is their primary credit bureau and Equifax is their secondary credit bureau. They do pull Experian on the business side, so make sure that you understand that there are differences when it comes to credit products. A lot of these banks are going to be pulling from different credit bureaus based on which credit product you are applying for. That's another thing to keep in mind. And some banks actually use different bureaus from state to state. So I am in California. Someone in Florida might have a different bureau pulled because they live in a different state. But Navy Federal, for the most part, you're just looking at TransUnion. They are going to be using a FICO 9 from TransUnion, and they will approve people with a fairly low credit score. I have heard of people getting approved as low as a 580 credit score. So as long as you have a relationship with Navy Federal, go ahead and get pre-approved right through the app or on their website. You can definitely try the late night hack where you apply for credit products after hours, preferably after 10 p.m. or even after midnight. And the myth is that you have much better chances of getting approved. How true that is, we'll never know. But guess what? Leave your experience down in the comments below so that way we can all learn together. Let me know if the late night hack really worked for you or if it's just a myth. Me, myself, I've always applied at different times. I was always approved. I never had any issues. But again, that was, years ago. Things are always changing. So again, just because I'm giving you data as of today, which this data is always changing. So you don't want to just take my word for it, but do your own research, verify that it is actually still accurate, because this is the data that was known to be accurate at the time of recording. But as we all know, things are always changing. Next credit union we have up is Boeing Employees Credit Union. This is also called BECU. Boeing is just like it sounds, the airplane. They are an airplane credit union. They obviously have money. They are in the top rankings based on assets. They are also going to be pulling from TransUnion. This is a great bank. You can head over to their website. Now let's break down who would qualify for an account with Boeing. Currently, anyone who lives, works, worships, or goes to school in Washington State can qualify and be eligible for membership. Residents of select counties in Oregon and Idaho, as well as members of partner associations, are also eligible. What does that mean? Well, Washington State and select Oregon and Idaho counties can join. So here's a list of all of those particular areas. I'm not going to name them all, but you guys can go over them. Members of partner associations like UW Alumni Association or WSU Alumni Association, University of Washington Alumni Association. So all of these different associations, if you are a member of any of those, you could qualify for a membership with BECU. Now, employees of BECU, Boeing, and credit unions of BECU operates under a state charter in South Carolina, offering financial products and services tailored to the unique needs of residents within South Carolina. Now, the TOM code for the credit union is 99, meaning it is a state charter. Membership is also open to immediate family members of current Boeing credit union members. Now, remember, we can always find a workaround by getting a virtual address in the area if some of these banks are geo-restricted. Sometimes you just have to think outside of the box. But Boeing is a great credit union. They give a massive amounts. And if you have a very strong TransUnion credit profile, meaning no collections, no charge-offs, no negatives, with low inquiries, Boeing is definitely going to be a top choice. Next, we have Affinity Plus. Now, there are two different Affinity credit unions. There is Affinity Plus, which looks like this, and there's also Affinity Federal Credit Union, which looks like this. Both great credit unions, but in this particular case, we're just going to be talking about the plus. So, Affinity Plus Credit Union, they pull from Experian. I really like banks that pull from Experian because, as we all know, the inquiries are easiest to get removed. But this is a great credit union. Join. All that you would need to do is just make a $25 donation to the Affinity Plus Foundation. It's that easy, and you are able to join as a member and get access to the credit products. Again, all of these top credit unions offer some sort of secured loan, secured credit card. So that way you can start building the relationship with the bank, whether it is with a secured loan, which is going to be my number one choice, or a secured credit card if you already have too many secured loans. You don't want to have more than 3 open at one time. You really need to diversify your credit profile. If you already have a few installment loans or secured loans that are open, it's time to start getting some secured credit cards, because you really want to have between 3 and 5 credit cards that are in your name, if not more. The goal is to get closer to that 10 range. But again, we're not really using all of them. They're just there for decoration to make us look good on paper, okay? Because that screams, hey, they don't need the money. They're credible. They can be trusted. Look, they got $200,000 in available credit on their credit profile. They're not even using it. Of course, we're going to give them money, right? Of course. So Affinity Federal Credit Union and Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union, both great credit unions, but check out Affinity Plus. We have is Marine Federal Credit Union. Now, Marine, they provide secured loans for their members. Again, most of these credit unions, you're going to need to become a member of some way, somehow. And this particular bank pulls from Equifax. So this is another Equifax credit union. And becoming a member of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation Affiliate Program, I will receive any associated benefits offered within the program, including periodic notes pertaining to the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. And by clicking continue, I agree to become a member of the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation and paying the affiliate fee of $25. So again, another $25 fee to join. Well worth it, guys. Okay, well worth it, especially if you do not qualify to get an account with Navy Federal, or you have already messed up with some of these other banks. These are great alternative banks, and they are federal credit unions. Again, top credit unions, grade A credit unions. Just because you haven't heard of them doesn't mean that they're not grade A, okay? They have the most amount of assets. Obviously, they're doing something right. They don't even have to advertise, okay? Industrial Federal Credit Union, okay? They also have secured loans that you can do with them.